Hello, this is Jim Masterson. I'm here with Absorbine to talk about identifying tension in the horse's body and how to release it, and why we work on the horse and the benefits of Bodywork to you and your horse. So a lot of people wonder, why would you want to do Bodywork on your horse? Why does your horse need Bodywork? The horses accumulate tension in the body from a lot of different sources, and often we don't recognize it because they're so good at covering it up. They survive in the wild by covering up and blocking out pain and tension. That's why it's so hard sometimes to evaluate lameness in the horse. But what are some of the things that cause tension in the horse's body? Some of it is just normal work, the same as we get when we work or as an athlete, the tension that accumulates in the body. Another is overwork and overexertion. Often you don't realize how much tension is building in your horse when you're riding, because they'll keep going, because that's what they do. They just keep going, and we think things are fine, but we don't realize how much is building in the body. So overexertion and overwork. Other things that create tension in the body can be sore feet. Sore front feet, for example. If Mars here gets sore in the left front, it's going to transfer tension up through his shoulder all the way up into his pole on the left. And so that's going to create tension up there, and then he's going to compensate on the diagonal behind, so he'll develop tension on the right hind on that diagonal. Those are patterns of tension that we'll identify in the horse's body that might point to where the problem's coming from. So sore feet or anything in the lower leg creates tension in the body. They also compensate side to side. So if he gets sore on the left front, he's going to start to compensate to the right. So it's going to show up more on the right too. Dental issues. When horses' teeth become imbalanced, it creates tension, for sure, in the TMJ and the pole, but it also affects the rest of the body too. There's a definite connection between imbalance in the teeth and in movement in the hind end. Riding style, how the horse is ridden. When horses are ridden, pulled in the front and pushed from behind, for example, and they become inverted in the back, that's going to create tension and soreness in the back. It's what I call imbalanced riding. The horse is being forced to use the hind end to push into the bit, for example. You'll start to notice as a rider stiffness in the horse, short-stridedness, or the horse starts to misbehave. It becomes really uncomfortable and we think the horse is misbehaving. Well, the horse may be telling us that there's a tension building in his body and that he's becoming uncomfortable. Eventually, if we don't pay attention to the horse, then they're just going to go lame, because they really have no way to tell us when they're uncomfortable or building tension. As humans, we know when we're getting sore, we can go to the doctor or the chiropractor, but horses can't tell us that except through their behavior. And we have to learn to pay attention to what they're saying and trust it so that we can give the horse what it needs before it turns into a problem. So now I want to show you the two different types of bodywork that we use. We use techniques that involve very, very light touch, putting no pressure on the horse at all, and following the horse's responses so that he'll tell us where he's feeling tension and when he's released it. And then I'm going to demonstrate some movement techniques, and they're on a similar principle. Both these techniques stay under the horse's natural bracing response. So when you use pressure, really light pressure, they can't brace against. You just bring their awareness to where they're holding tension. They'll tell you with a response, and you wait there till you get a release. With the movement techniques, it's a similar thing. It's movement of joints or junctions or areas of the horse's body in a relaxed state. And the key here is the movement has to be relaxed. You ask for relaxed movement, and when you hit a spot where the horse is feeling tension in that area, he'll brace against your hands, and when he braces, if you soften your hands, he'll release that tension. So I'm going to demonstrate first the bladder meridian. It's a traditional Chinese medicine meridian energy line. It gives us a pathway where to follow. It goes down, starts up at the pole, and just goes along the top line, goes over the scapula, and there's one on each side of the horse. You don't have to be exactly on it, it's just in general a couple inches off. Then when it gets up here to the croup, it heads off here down towards what we call the poverty groove, the line between the hamstring muscles. Just goes off the side of the hind leg, off center, through these grooves, and it goes down the hind limb between the flexor tendons over the fetlock, and it terminates right here on the coronary band. And we call that a ting point. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start here and use what I call air gap pressure. No pressure at all, barely touching the hair. And I'm going to go slowly down this line and watch for a change in behavior, like a blink or lip twitch, which will tell me that he's feeling something under that spot. And if I just stop and wait there and do nothing, I call it search for a response and stay until you get a release. If you just wait and do nothing and keep the horse's attention on that spot, his nervous system will go from guarding it, blocking it out, to releasing it, okay? So, any change in behavior, usually the eye will blink or the lips twitch. If you're not sure, stand over here, bud. I'm gonna demonstrate it. So I'm gonna start up here at the pole and slowly come right there. Now that was a definite blink or change in behavior. If you're not sure it's you causing that or something else over there, you can go over that spot, and if you get a blink at the exact same spot, then the horse is telling you something. Okay, he didn't, well maybe. Nope, that wasn't me that causing it. So I'm gonna, well right here, this is where he's feeling it. What I was trying to demonstrate is if you're not sure it's you or the horse, something else causing the blink, then you go back over it, and if you get a blink at the same spot, then there's a correlation between what you're doing and the horse is doing. So when you get that blink right there, you just want to stay and do nothing. Don't put any pressure on it, don't rub it, just barely touching the hair. If you put any pressure on it, now he's starting to release it, okay? If you put any pressure on, the horse is going to internally block it out. So it's important that you don't get too active and human here and want to get something done and start pushing harder. If it's not working, you go lighter. So we got a little release there. So we're going to move on and look for another spot. Maybe right there, see? Again, if you're not sure, go back over it, but I'm pretty sure he was feeling something right there. Right there, in exactly the same spot. So I'm just going to stay there, no pressure. You have to have some patience when you do this. And just stay there lightly. Now this fidgeting is part of the process. As the horse starts to feel stuff move and release tension, then they'll fidget before they let it out. Some horses, every horse has a different pattern, but you can see he's feeling something right here. I'm going to find it again, right there. So the fidgeting to me is a sign that something's releasing, and he doesn't really want to let it out. Now, how long do you wait? You wait until something happens, there's a release, or something doesn't happen. So I can wait here longer or search around again or keep on going. I'm going to keep on going. So what he probably did is he released some tension there, but he didn't tell me about it. So I'll keep on going. You can't do this right there. You can't do this wrong. You can only do it better. So as long as you're not putting pressure on the horse, it's working. I'll search it right in this area again and see if I can find that spot where he blinked. See, he's trying to block it out. There we go, right there. And I would wait here until I get a release. And every horse has a different pattern of releasing. Some, like he wants to find a distraction. No distraction over there. Oh, this is where the action is here. Zero in on it again. And just wait. We're just going to wait here a little bit. You have to have more patience than the horse, which is a lot. There we go. And if nothing happens, we'll move on. If you keep their attention on it long enough, light enough, they have to let it go. It's a state law. See? So to summarize, what we talked about is how the horse accumulates tension in the body, what the causes of tension in the body are, how it builds up unevenly and creates torque in these key junctions, the pole atlas, the neck shoulder withers, and the lumbosacral and sacroiliac, and that we can help the horse find and release the tension by using techniques that use levels of pressure that stay below the horse's natural bracing response. So that's how we find the tension, when the horse tells us it's uncomfortable or he gives us a subtle sign, and we help him release it by staying there or softening with the movement techniques.